Alright, so we've got about 7 minutes and a quarter to get through watching a little more stitching. It's got some fun facts on here because this series of videos on trying to make a pair of embroidered jeans, which actually can be done and is being done, so it's not exactly just trying, but you have a lot of stitching to do, and it does take a while. I would say that this part actually took about half an hour, and I fast forwarded it so that it would take only 7 minutes to watch. It's very repetitive. It's just stitching up and down the pant leg, but for those that need a visual companion to doing their projects, this is very helpful, and it gives you the full picture without anything left out of what happens when you make a pair for yourself. So I've got a lot of interesting movie pop-up information and a couple other things about jeans. I mean, it's all about jeans, but there's just a few things that are not about the movies in this one, because there are some funny things about movies. And culturally, movies are a little telling for how accepted or how much culture has accepted and how much movies are trying to influence the culture. So it goes both ways. And there was on other videos about jeans, making these embroidered jeans, there are other fun facts on some of those. The one about the history of jeans is pretty interesting. That one has some like how it came about and when it came about and what they were used for, what they were called, and all that fun stuff. So you can look at that video too if you're interested. And if you're watching this series of videos on making these embroidered pants, then you will see them anyway. So this isn't too hard to do. The hardest part is really getting the thicker parts of the string to come through the pants, if you haven't noticed already, and you will see that again in this one. So that is if you're using a variegated weight yarn. And I have chosen the yarn as an alternative to like an embroidery floss because this is thick and it's decorative and there's a lot more texture. So when I go back and put on embroidery floss for the embellishments for the embroidery pattern, then it will have different textures, and I think that's really interesting. So the only thing that I would say that is the little like companion piece of information to go with using yarn is that you will need to pre-wash it if you have chosen a wool, and that's not easy to do. So I think if you need to know about that, you can ask or just look it up online, but I think there's like a way to do that. You probably could buy pre-washed wool yarn, but when I wash these pants, I'm probably going to put them in like a large, what is it called? Those large laundry bags that have zippers. So it's large for like, meaning that it'll hold, oh, so delicates. When you own delicates, like something made out of silk or something, you put it in a bag before you put it in the wash so that it doesn't get ruined by all the friction that goes on a washing machine, which is supposed to happen, but you want it to be delicate on this item. So I would put these jeans in a bag for delicacies because of that yarn. And I think it would protect the yarn from getting too, you know, torn or frictioned or rubbed against things or caught on things. I don't know, maybe another zipper or something. So that is my piece of companion advice for the freedom of using a yarn. And I was pretty lucky. This yarn is soft, so it probably could get stuck on something if it was just free floating in the washing machine. And I would also use the garment bag to dry my item as well. So that is the little piece of information I have for you about these jeans. There's not much more to do on this side of the leg, and then the other side will be just the same. The pattern that I'm probably going to choose, something simple in color, so I'll probably use something black, which I already know that from the picture. But honestly, I hadn't figured it out yet what I was going to do until this point. So I may use different textures of strings, such as yarn again, or yarn and the embroidery floss. I also know it as DMC floss if you need to look it up. Essentially, you can find it anywhere. Walmart, any craft section. Those little skeins. Skeins are just rolled, neatly organized pieces of yarn that are larger than like just a piece, and you buy them in the store. So these are near the needlepoint section, and you can pick them up in so many different colors. If you go to like a normal craft store, it doesn't even have to be a big one. They have tons of colors of these things, any shade that you want. So if there's like even a certain shade of blackish-ness that you like a gray that's really just like a dark gray that almost looks black, you could pick that up. You could pick up variegated, so it's got black and cream, or even black and pink, or like you can pick up those different colors. Some of those are yarns that I found, like cotton yarn. I think it's I can't remember what it's called, but it's a smaller skein, so it's a smaller amount of yarn that you're getting. Anyway, you'll find something interesting out there that you like, and I hope you liked this video and it was informational. So like and subscribe, and love you guys. Bye.